CRL is back. Hello, everybody. Rob Marks III here with Tej, and we are back with some more CRL. Actually, we are getting into it here on Invasion.
Silver Premade North, our first match of the night. Boston Burgers versus the Manitoba Mallards. Should be a good one. A couple of teams, or at least a couple of players in the Boston Burgers that we have played before, so know a little bit about these guys. And hot start here on this Invasion, getting the first 19 seconds or so. Manitoba does break in, but it's already going to be the fight for the spawns on this map that is just so... I mean, there's just so many Money Hill opportunities on this map. We know about Palace Hill, but a lot of other places as well. Looks like both teams trying to set up for that now.
Yeah, everyone's starting to move along, but it looks like Boston getting the better of this first hill time. But Manitoba not going to take it to heart. They're just going to go next bit. He's already going to be set up. He's going to find WMWIII, and not going to find this player behind him, though. It's going to be Aspect, who's going to clear out the hill and should be able to hop on this initial time. As Manitoba now start to press on up the street. Boston will have to spawn a couple of good kills for Manitoba, though, but Aspect is going to fall as well. So now 3 go down, and now Boston going to have to reset here. Manitoba are going to hit the time.
And Manitoba can kind of put them in this trap here as well, as they just got to float through the street. Just got to find these kills. Poppy continuing to fry, and now the reinforcements come in as well. So this is a nice little hold here for Manitoba. 30 seconds left. Boston, do you want to fight this, or do you want to try to rotate out to the right, or to the bottom side of the map, excuse me? We'll see. It looks like they are electing to try to go next. They're going to potentially give up the rest of this time to Manitoba. Manitoba will have a lead going into P3, so a nice bounce back hill there for Manitoba.
Yeah, WMWIII, and it looks like, I believe, Skystone are going to be the first ones over there alongside Aspect. So they will hop on this time and hopefully be able to stay there while it pops. They do have that side of the map across the 50 basically covered, so the spawn should be in their favor. They should be spawning over on gas, but I know how this map works. It's going to get a little wonky here in the next couple of hills. So they will get that initial time, try to get themselves back into a bit of an early lead here. Manitoba now pushing up the street. Got to find Gunsage first. Gunsage going to get the first few bullets. Betty not going to be able to finish the kill, but Poppy is there for that kill. Is going to be Seymour Wang. What a name, by the way. Seymour Wang is going to push up through Humvee's side. Actually going to be able to sneak through. No one spotted him. He's going to come around the backside. He's going to get the clean kill, tack stance and all. So big retake there for Manitoba.
Those guys are trying to break back in. He gets taken down. Both teams right now just playing fundamental. God, Gunsage, excuse me, with 2. Now it looks like the rotation is going to come in for both teams. Poppy from the top ropes up next will get 1, and again, Boston Burgers will collect the rest of that P3 time. Both teams, like I said, though, playing very fundamentally well, rotating, making sure that they're not, putting themselves in the position to lose rotations and really get this out of hand. So it's been a close one to start. It'll continue here on P4.
Over to P4 we go. Manitoba will hold on tight. This is going to be a nice string of 2 money hills. If you're able to hold on to this and a Galeable Palace, you're going to be in a good position. A 120 total seconds of time to get across these 2 hills. And Manitoba off to a great start. This hill is so hard to break. And by the time you get in there, it is basically all but done and dusted. Boston doing a great job, though. They are going to keep the spawns over for next, so they got that going for them at the moment. But currently, P4 is still the main issue at hand. 36 seconds on the clock. And still in the hand of Manitoba, but Skystone might have found a way through. He's going for Seymour, but Seymour is going to find that kill. Good stuff there from Manitoba. They should be able to get the rest of this time. Boston need to be really careful here. They do not want to push up too much. As you see Betty on the bottom of that map is starting to push up towards Palace, try to flip the spawns.
Yeah, and then you see Boston was very, very passive on this hill because they know they can collect a full 60 on this next hill really with ease. And Betty is going to try to change that, though. See if he slips the net. Players looking for him. He does find 1, but that information is granted now. So now these players are going to be looking for him, and this allows his teammates to move off the map and try to start to make a play. You see player number 3 and WMWIII spawns way out for this one. So the reinforcements are coming in for both teams, but this is actually a decent advantage here for Manitoba if they can find these kills.
Yeah, they're going to find 1, and they're going to find 1 more on the inside. Bids comes in through the window, and we'll find all but the self-nade coming in for Bobby. We'll find Betty. So now we'll keep Manitoba still in the man advantage for a little bit. Boston are on the run. This is going to be a bloodbath here in the hallway. They're going to come on in. WMWIII is going to be the first in line. He's going to jump on through, but Manitoba have actually cleared out. They're going to jump on out and just try to take the fight right to Boston. They're going to find 1, not going to find the others, though. 2 go down, and it looks like it's going to be Boston that will collect the rest of this time. So this looks like Boston will maintain just a slight lead as we go into the second rotation.
Yeah, and as we kind of expected, both teams essentially even going into the second set of rotations. Nice shot there by Boston to re-break that hill, which is not easy to do after giving up that initial time. But as I said, a slight lead here for Boston, and it's going to be Manitoba in the hill for the time being, and they do have some time and space right now, but player number 1 in Gunsage does spawn on the other side. Potential pinch opportunity coming in if they aren't careful about it. And he is going to try to get on this hill. Does find one, but does get traded out, so Manitoba will continue to get this time already, the first 20 seconds going their way.
Yeah, Poppy kind of failing to do his job there, not protecting Bits on the inside. He was covering the back door. Just didn't quite get the angle on him, but Bits gonna make up for it anyway. Gonna find one, but Gunsage is right there for the trade. Gonna look for Poppy coming in the back door, but Poppy will win that one after taking a few bullets to the head. Even with the pistol there, is able to clean that out and will maintain the rest of the times. Over to P2 we go once again, but it looks like it's going to be Boston who are going to be hopping on to this next point. So some work to do here for Manitoba. They're going to start working up the street. Fitz going to start firing away, but he's going to get taken down. So now it's going to be a fight over towards the courtyard. But he's going to find Gunsage, but Gunsage is going to get the better of that exchange. So good start here for Boston. Once again, they are down 30 points, but this is easy makeup time.
And this is another situation where they have some space here. So the first 10 seconds really should go their way, no problem. And they can get into the setup that they want. It looks like Manitoba trying to work through the back, but that is quickly shut down by Gunsage. He does get traded out, so now the opening coming in. He does still spawn back there, though, so he should be able to help if they do not act fast enough, and he will. It has just been a really fundamental hard point right now on Invasion. Both teams doing what they needed to do, and again, with 30 seconds, if you're Manitoba, you know it's going to be really hard to break back in, so just set up next, and that's what they're going to do, because they know they can get a good 40 to 50 seconds pretty easily on this map if they play the hill well.
Yeah, you're just basically getting rid of the rest of this time, and you are just going to hop on to next. Look at the map here. It looks like Boston going to try to work in through the middle over from Courier, try to find an early exchange, but Betty from long distance is going to find that first kill across the map onto Wazzy, and that is going to keep Manitoba in firm control here of this next hill. So they will hop on to here. Skystone going to try to be a little bit of a disruptor here over towards that mid side. Need some reinforcements, so the rest of Boston still in the process of spawning in. An Aspect not going to waste a lot of time, but is going to work through the back. But Betty is going to be well prepared for it, sitting over by Gas. Going to be a wait for the break here. Skystone worked his way in, going to try to take the fight, but Betty's going to win it. But now, here come the reinforcements for Boston. They're going to break on through, and they will hold the hill. And now, big decision time here for Manitoba.
Beautiful break there from Boston, waiting for the teammates, getting those stunts in and finding the kills on the hill. It's a beautiful break from them, and they will essentially split this hill down the middle, so they should be able to take a lead going into the next hard point here on P4. They're going to try to clutch this time. Looks like Manitoba going to fight this a little bit. Now you are exposing the rotation over to P4. Got to be careful, but Seymour going to try to get that last second break. He cannot, so all that time will go to Boston. And it does look like Manitoba is set up, but they do not have a lot of reinforcements here. These players need to get up this street and help out with that. Meanwhile, Boston just trying to find a way to break this as well.
Yeah, if you're Betty, you just got to rat this now. You just got to stay in there, but the reinforcements are here, but they are falling just as quickly as they get there. Gunsage and Wazzy grabbing a couple of pieces, and a great nade coming in from Gunsage from downtown will open up the point from Boston. They are trying to call game right here, right now. Manitoba have a lot of work to do, and they don't have a lot of time to do it. Seymour gonna try to take that initial gunfight, but Skystone is right there. We'll take the rest of that kill, and now Pappy finds one to try to open a hole and find a lane, and it looks like they might have found one, but they're gonna have to work quickly here. Less than 10 seconds to go. Great nade from Poppy, and now Bids will climb up to try to contest the rest of the time. Well, Wazzy doing the smart thing, hopping in the time. Gunsage is there for a cleanup, and that should all but do it. A very clinical invasion that you kind of expect to see. I know it's very early in the game of Modern Warfare 3, but knowing what we know about this map so far, this is exactly where you're going to expect each and every single time.
I want to go back to that P3 break there for Boston Burgers, really the turning point in this match. I think, like I said, they worked that so well. Hop into this one, Boston Burgers with that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, hopping in this one, and I'm getting a little bit of in-ear reports here about a player, and we're actually on them right now. Betty, the captain of Manitoba Mallards, apparently pretty nice person. Apparently saved a dog from a burning apartment and then let somebody borrow their Ferrari. Apparently helped their grandma, somebody's grandma after falling in Walmart last week, and also paid for someone's college. So on top of being a top-tier CRL player, which I'm sure takes a lot of their time, also just a top-tier human overall. So shout out to Betty. That's what everyone seems to think of you right now. But slow and steady to kick this one off.
Just love to hear. And
You
now
do.
getting that
And look
first
at,
kill
I
as
mean,
well. You
what
set that
can't
up
they do?
absolutely perfectly. Now Betty actually in a position to maybe catch Aspect off guard. The timing there.
God.
Not going in the favor. And that's going to be 2 for Boston Burgers. And they make that 3. And just like that, it all falls apart for Manitoba. Seymour last alive here. Does have the bomb. Going to get into a gunfight here with ways you'd imagine. Does lose it. And just like that, Boston Burgers win that opening round.
Good stuff there from Boston, keeping it nice and clean. Didn't really overextend at any point in time, but knew the positions they had, knew where players were going, and made the most of it. That's why you saw that timing coming in from Aspect on top of Betty. Knew he was wrapping around and just took the chow right when he needed to. Got the good timing. I don't think even Betty saw Aspect fly over their head, to be quite honest with you. I think Betty got the worst timing there. But yeah, regardless, Boston just played that nice and carefully on the defense is what you need to be doing. Manitoba tried to play a little too cautious, didn't make the most of any particular opportunity. So now on defense, we'll try to answer right back.
And it's going to be a heavy push over toward the B side. And you see, I mean, I think I said the A bomb site earlier, but that B bomb site with these headies. And now the nades coming in, Bits finding that first kill on the Skystone. So just like that, it halts the progress of Boston Burgers. Got to put the brakes on here. And now maybe looking to retreat as no more players spotted here for Manitoba. So they'll try to wrap this over, but player number 3 in Seymour does have the positioning here and does get shots off. So, I mean, it just feels like Boston is stuck here in the back.
Yeah, Boston just kind of trapped in one little corner here. They can't really go over back towards Burger Town, or at least they're definitely fearful of, because they know there's at least one player probably waiting in the wings, watching the rotation. It is going to be Bits. It's number 2 on your mini map here. So Boston just going to see if anybody from Manitoba wants to peek their head out and get caught out. But 30 seconds on the clock means Boston has to make a move, and it looks like A is going to be the play, and Betty might just have some intuition. They'll definitely have some intuition now. Seymour makes the call out and does find one, but gets traded. Now Betty in a great position for a counter attack, and will be able to kill the bomb planner, and that would be Aspect. So it's all down to Wazzy. 1v3 situation, 10 seconds on the clock. All they have to do is just wait. Wazzy just going to try to get keep their life together. They're going to get out of dodge, but you went the wrong way. You're going to get shot for it. So Manitoba do end up getting on the board.
Yeah, bounce back around, as I said. Kind of the offense just stalls there when they get that that first player picked off, and it is so daunting for the offense on the B side, because again, you have so many situations where you're gonna have to. I mean, essentially every round you're gonna have to peel an AR off a heady, and at some points it does feel like a coin toss. So, you know, when you're trying to take that gunfight in a position where they get there first, it is pretty daunting. And again, when you get one person taken out, you kind of put the brakes on, retreat, try to take a different angle. Manitoba back on the offensive side, and they are quickly hitting this over to A, and this might work perfectly for them. Nobody right now for Boston Burgers on that side of the map. This looks like they have Aspect looking for that cross. So we'll see, and now Skystone getting some shots off as well. Gunsage in the back, though, with a beautiful flank. Sees one,
Oh
sees
my
two.
God.
Looking for a third. I don't know if he's seen him. The shots coming in, though. Manitoba in a rough position, make it 3 for Gunsage. A 1v4 situation now for Poppy. You see him, Gunsage looking for the ace, does get taken down. The reinforcements in, oh my goodness. I thought that was about to get interesting. But Boston Burgers off the back of that beautiful flank from Gunsage take the round.
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous flank, and man, Poppy almost pulled off the unthinkable on that one. Almost found Aspect after Gunsage just got a little too cocky coming out of the window there. But it is ultimately Boston grabbing that one. A little more aggressive this time around. A little bit more action than we've seen in the previous 2 rounds, but that does put Boston up 1. Gunsage 4-2 right now, and that's after just a clean round out of him.
Also, good trigger discipline as well to not take that first shot on that first player, line them up, get the 2 easy kills, and Boston are going to try to get to this B side again. Looks like we got some smokes out to try to aid them in pushing these players back, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. It's actually going to allow Skystone to move up the map with that sub. He sees Poppy. I don't know if Poppy's seen him. Finds one, gets some information on the Bits as well. Will almost find that kill. Got to pull the pistol out. I mean, just a weird gunfight. Now, Betty from the top rope, though, with Seymour going to clean it all up. Gunsage last alive, and that is going to be the round. That bomb does get down, but Betty from the top rope, along with Seymour, cleaning up those kills.
Well, this has certainly turned a tide a little bit here. I mean, back and forth we go, but we're starting to see a bit of a change of pace between both of these squads. They're still being a little bit cautious when going in for their initial attacks, but for the most part, they are, once they're finding a hole, they are just driving right into it and not leaving anything to rest. So they are just hopping on in there and getting all scrappy with trying. This is the type of search and destroy I love. And I gotta say, with this type of play, I mean, it's a Silver. I mean, they are playing well above their level right now.
And now, again, I mean, Boston is really exposing the safe side. Now, it worked for them last time, because they do have players watching the cross, but let's see if Manitoba tries to take advantage. Poppy does find that first blood, and there's more Seymour with the turn on after a kind of a weird gunfight there with Gun Sage. And now Boston put in a tough position. Bomb is going down at A. It's going to be Aspect with one, though, and now Betty with the bomb is actually going to have to rethink this one.
But just going to hang tight for now. 2v2, your typical game battle S&D. Just going to try to get this one down quick, but did you hear something? No? All right. Put it back down, Betty. There you go. Do your thing. Seymour's got you. Betty's going to get that one down. Seymour going to reposition here. And everyone's just going to hang on tight. Aspect might be the first line of engagement here. Going to try to read this back plane play. No, actually going to rotate around over towards Seymour's side right now. And actually both Boston Burgers actually exiting the plane, trying to see if they can catch someone off route here. It's a risky play when you think about it, but now they absolutely know where they are. It actually ends up boding well. So now 60 seconds on the clock. They had to make a play. Seymour is going to hop on in. Skystone is going to be there. Skystone goes down. Aspect is there for the trade, though. 1v1 situation. Betty gets it from the back door. And Manitoba finally catch a lead here. It's 3-2.
First offensive round as well, going to one of these teams. I think that is going to be key here, because the defenses, the first 4 rounds were looking so stout, but you have that play here, and now Manitoba, as you said, take their first lead of the night in the search and destroy, and will look to continue to capitalize that now back on the defensive side after taking that offensive round. So good situation for them to be in. Boston has really been concentrated on that B site to start this one. We'll see if anything changes here. It does not look like it. They're going to just 4-hit this once again. Maybe have MWIII play that to watch that late pinch, but Poppy getting that nade kill, finding one, looking for a second, and Boston just does not have an answer for Manitoba on this side of the map. Poppy with that one pump, and now MWIII in a 1v4.
In a 1v4 finds one. There was such a late flank coming in from Manitoba, but the man advantage is still just too much. So Manitoba will bring us to the swing round, 4-2 against Boston Burgers. This is something that has driven me nuts so far with this map, is that, like, it is very obviously B. Get over and help the team. Especially when you can work through that back area and basically go through attack respawn and get behind them. I mean, yes, in a good team scenario, attacking side probably has somebody over by Burger on the garden heady right there watching, but for the most part, start working your way over, man. I don't know why you're leaving 2 people against 4 over there. It's something that drives me nuts. If you're listening to this and you play, please stop doing that. Can we stop stalling? Get over and help your teammates, for God's sake. Anyway, attacking side for Manitoba this time. It looks like, hey, it's going to be a rush plant this time.
I mean, Manitoba has taken the information they've gotten the first couple of rounds and are just driving it home, because Boston has left this A side open. Aspect comes in late, but they originally had nobody watching the side. Now, the pre-fire comes in, and this is actually going to allow Boston to have this information granted now. And basically, this whole plane is wall bangable. This bomb is actually going to get down, though. So the bomb planted on A. Poppy with the first kill on the gun stage. 4v3 advantage right now for the Manitoba. MWIII with the trade, though. Now a 3v3.
Aspect is trying to work her way over toward the side stairs. Has to look for Seymour, who is in the proper heady right now. Cockpit appears to be clear. Pilot has not arrived yet, but... What? I didn't know! You should have right in the foot. Get a little bit of an angle there. Pixel angles do wonders when you find them. Now Skystone has found bits as well, so Betty all alone, 1v2, has to defend the bomb. Time on his side. This chow is insane, but MWIII can't get the kill, and I don't think they got the defuse. I don't think they hit it in time, but Betty needs to go anyway. The kill is there. 0.4 seconds. Wow. Great team play there out of Boston. I should have never been a doubter. 2v1 situation. They were able to basically get the chow. And man, MWIII staying alive there made all the difference.
a big round right there for Boston to get this one a little bit closer and a nice free break in. But again, Manitoba knows that Boston has not had any players defending the plane on the defensive side, so they're just taking it right up the gut and going into the plane and really getting it down for free. Now the pre-fire from them actually gave their position away and allowed some damage to go their way, but you know, I mean, Boston, nice retake there, but it's just interesting. I mean, Manitoba continuing to go this way. And now Boston actually going to hit the A side here for the first time. Skystone, I'm not sure what just happened to him, but he is dead. And now Betty finding one as well. 4v2, not ideal for Boston.
I hope to God there's not like some random thing. What map was it where when you climb? Oh, it's on Hotel. When you climb up the stairs over to P6 and you hit your head and basically die. Can you imagine if you just like, oh, you tripped over the stones on the garden rocks and you died? Gotta love that about this game. Anywho, Manitoba won that round, in case you were curious.
Betty continuing to fry as well, 8-3, and really has been the catalyst. Although I will say everybody really has been playing well here on the side of Manitoba. It's been an all-around effort. Puts them in this 5-3 advantage at this point in time. Boston now need to get something going. We'll see if the strategy changes defensively, and now it is going to be this this B hit here for Manitoba. Just trying to see if they can spot any players right now, and MWIII in a pretty good position to find one, but he is taken down, and just like that, Manitoba able to get right onto that B site.
Exactly what they needed to do to just get this down. So now Boston have to respond in a 2v4 situation. Skystone with a good start, and that's a great foul up there for Aspect, covering the teammate after they were so weak. And Betty goes down, Aspect finds Poppy as well, beaming him up. Burger Town's all up to bits. 1v2. Skystone going for the kill, misses the shots, but Aspect once again there for the follow-up. So that'll be 3 for Aspect. Oh, the teamwork from Boston is just incredible. I love it. What a great round win.
You know, I was just singing the praises of Betty, but Betty makes a critical mistake there and really throws the round away there for Manitoba. Teammate goes down, and you have that 4v2 situation. Goes the Chow, Skystone, and Aspect is there with the help, really giving his life away without anybody able to trade him out. Gets it a 2v2. Aspect with 2 more kills in that round. And kind of, again, just a throw away round right there for Manitoba. Want that one back, but Boston staying alive, and now 5-4.
Boston thinking A this time, but they are going to run into some stiff company coming up here towards the terminal. And the bomb rusher going in first. That's not a smartest play in the world. Betty will immediately find Gun Sage. Bomb is dropped. Of course, Betty's not going to know that, and oh my god, imagine. Oh, but that stun might have exposed the position. Aspect finds Seymour, though, so it's open. Betty's going to try to make a play, though. Finds Wazio. One tries to get Skystone in the slide. Can't do so. 2v2 situation. Aspect will get this bomb down. Lake Grenade comes in. Not going to do enough damage. 30 HP. Aspect will be able to back up here and park themselves in the back of the plane, as always. So now it's going to be up to Pappy and Bits to try to make a break in play. Pappy appears to take the first swing at it, perhaps. Did you fall down the slide there? What the hell was that? Looking for Skystone. Finds it. Has to check the back. Aspect will get it, though. Bits going to try to stay alive. Find Aspect. Bits just going to go for the defuse here. Is Aspect going to check this? Is Aspect going to check this? Yes, he is. He's going to find Bits and keep it alive and Teej for the first time in the MWIII season, at least while we've been on the desk. We're going to round 11.
I don't know if I like that play from Bits. I mean, he does almost get it in the end, but you know you have Aspect stuck in the back of the plane. There's nowhere for him to go. You know you didn't see him jump out. I feel like you kind of have to take that chow, and he does try to hop the bomb. Doesn't work out. Aspect as well with that cruise in the back pocket. You would at least say, you know, if it's not going to get a kill, maybe get that information at least, but it is Manitoba on the defending side, which I think is going to be big for them. I think that'll give them the advantage where you see Aspect waiting and really Boston just waiting to see if they can get any information. Betty going to try to get this kill. You got to stay up if you're Gun Sage, and he does.
Aspect coming in with the missile from above, though. Not able. Oh, does find Bits. I'm sorry, didn't see the kill feed pop up there for a second. Betty going to try to make the play, but Gun Sage is there. And now Boston completely turned the tides on this one. 4v2 situation. They're going to move over towards B. I don't know if Poppy caught a glimpse of that, but doesn't matter. The grenade will expose the plan of Boston. And now as he finds Seymour, it's all up to Poppy to try to bring this one back here for Manitoba. But this will be damn near impossible. It is a 1v4.
Gotta pull something out of the bag, and he does not. Boston Burgers are gonna come all the way back from 5-3 down to win the search and destroy and go up 2-0 in the series. And man, if you're Manitoba, you are absolutely kicking yourself right now. I think there's 2 rounds, rounds, what was it? When they're up 5-3 and 5-4, where you just want it back.
Manitoba have some work to do here, and we're gonna apologize ahead of time. Colors are going to be a little bit switched in the kill feed. The hood at the top should be right just for you guys, but everything else will look a little weird. We're fixed after the next one, I promise. But meanwhile, oh, never mind. I don't know man, those are some big scoreboards. I have never seen them go down that low before. So, I mean, Ty, do you want to tell me about them scoreboards?
Well, I would love to tell you about, like, who's popping off right now, but we can't see anything, and... You know, I was just thinking in that break, the first 2 maps have gone too well. Like, something's bad is gonna happen. I was right.
Why did you have to think it? Like, why couldn't you just, like, keep that one to the wayside, you know? Like, think of, like, puppies or something, you know? Like, anything to not jinx this from happening. Because even though you didn't say it, you thought it. And that was enough. And now we're cursed. So, man, this is even gonna be tough to tell where side. Hopefully the round switches. Anyway, so A is captured. So now we move on over to B. And, man, the colors are switched, and now I don't even know who's attacking or defending at this point. So I believe it is Boston who is on the attacking side.
You are correct, yes. They are attacking and 2 kills there. Potentially opening up the map, making it 3. And now all these players are going to be spawning in the back. Betty does find one, does get taken out, though. And now we have some more Codcaster.
This is, woohoo!
And
nothing
no
changed.
Names, no names, and even more. It is going off the rails. But meanwhile, Boston is capping this.
Yeah, they're capping it. They got 2 ticks down on this B side, looking for that last one. And it's going to be Manitoba trying to respond, but gun stage going on a fire spree certainly doesn't help things. And then it'll be a missile, and that could potentially be B. One more push here from Seymour, but is it going to be a time? It looks like it will be for Boston. They will be able to capture their zones. And they will be up 1-0 in this incredibly interesting Karachi control.
And I wish I could really be analytic about that round, but I'm not going to lie. I was focused on other things. So, I mean, look, good round there from Boston. They capture A pretty quickly, and then from that point on, they get essentially 1 clear out and then get themselves there we go. For the moment.
Production don't touch anything.
But now it's going to be Manitoba's turn to answer, and they need something here. Down 2-0 in the series. Do not want to go down 2-0 in this control.
Yeah, certainly don't want to go down. And Karachi control, definitely a back-and-forth style map. Could play into Boston's strategy quite well. And, man, it is good to be back. Give me the long scoreboards. Give them to me. Yes, there they are. Oh, I love to see them again for a second time. And big explosion that I saw 3 bodies fall victim to. And now hopping into the inside is some player, not totally sure who. I'm going to be dead honest with you here. It is really hard to try to get on over this, but I do know that Manitoba is currently in the point and should at least have 1 tick here.
I just want to throw it out there. I think every time we cast, something goes haywire, so...
It's always us.
I mean, it sounds like somebody's firing a single-tap gun at this point in time. I'm not really sure if he's snaking or not because it's in about a PowerPoint slide play. There we go! We're back in it.
You know, actually, you know what?
I want to know if the players are having, like, I mean, I guess they're not having any issues, but, like... I mean, we are doing something special right here. Yeah,
you know, hey guys, I know you probably wanted me to absolutely go over or watch mod and like maybe like try to figure stuff out. I'm so sorry for whatever this map's gonna be. By the way, real quick, absolutely want to apologize to you, TJ. I realized it wasn't your fault for thinking it. You don't want to know whose fault it was? Mr. MWIII, our production today, because our staff member asked if everything was running all right, and he said, and I quote, "Going great so far." So I'm going to blame production on this one. And we're just going to keep moving right along because Manitoba continue to work inside to B. They did capture A, and they should have at least 1 tick inside this one.
You would think, although we have no idea. I mean, this game is something right now, and there's really not much. Oh, it's over!
It ended! It's
over! Yo, and I agree.
All right, cool. So right back, map 3 control. We told you it'd be a short break, and we are back at it. So Boston Burgers currently up 2-0 in the series, and Ty, I'm going to steal your life from last time. Manitoba don't want to go down 2-0 on the spot.
They do not, but we are starting off 0-0. So again, everything that happened that last map is just voided out. And once again, Boston really doing what they did in before the restart with just capping A pretty easily, and Manitoba is okay with that. They are setting up over towards that B area, but it looks like A should be done momentarily, and that's going to be a... Oh, Poppy can find this kill, maybe not. Oh, that point does just get captured. So 2 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock, but now Manitoba in a pretty good position here. You have Boston trying to fight for positioning right now and find some kills.
I gotta say, getting just like a hitch every once in a while here is giving me heart palpitations. I'm like expecting the scoreboard to just double in size. But regardless, we move on over to B, and Boston is already on the inside and stacking up to the point word to Jims. As Manitoba are going to try to push on back through. One tick possibly about to go down to fall for Manitoba, but no one from Boston hopping onto the point. I'm not sure if they're aware of that at the moment, or if they're purposefully trying to fight this one out and then hop onto the point, but they're not making as much progress as we think they should.
They are in a good position because, I mean, these players just have to filter through this back alley, and it is so tough. And now Boston is going to stack this hill. This really should be over. That second tick going in, and now the third tick will as well. Boston, restart was no problem for them. They pick off where they left off. And now you can set my line of Manitoba do not want to go down 2-0 in this control. They're already down 2-0 in the series, and they got to find something here because Boston is starting to pull away. And I gotta say, I mean, maybe that round right there felt way too easy for Boston, and maybe for Manitoba losing a little bit of faith after that collapse in Search and Destroy.
You know, I know you keep talking about this previous map, and I gotta be honest with you, as your friend, I have no idea what you're talking about. I think
Am I crazy?
You might have taken a little too much cough syrup this morning or something.
Yeah.
Like something might have just, you might need to get that checked out. But regardless, we move along. Boston going to be up 1-0. Now be on the defensive side of things in Manitoba. Sticking to what works. They're going to hop onto the A site, get this first tick right away. And Aspect's going to find that first blood, though, on top AC. But the stack is there already. Manitoba is wasting no time. They're going to find 2 ticks. And now the contest finally comes on in. But Aspect is just a little too weak. Why is he trying to clean up the mess? Seymour Wang going to try to get the rest of this. But Gun Sage is there just in the nick of time. Will be able to keep A afloat for the time being.
Yeah, and at least, A will probably go at some point, but at least you're bleeding some time off the clock, and get yourself in position, if you are Boston, to potentially spawn trap. But Bits with a kill there is going to get traded out, though. But it's a restart again for Manitoba. Seymour Wang, though, from top fire, will find 2, does get traded out, and back and forth right now on the say zone.
Happy finds 2 as well. Opens things right back up here for Manitoba, as Manitoba has their AC covered, and they're going to hop on the point, but Aspect is ready for that. Finds the right angle to take on that gunfight, and will clean up Happy, but it does not matter. The A point is captured. So Manitoba down 3 lives. Minute 45 to go. A lot of time to work with here. Starting to make a push here over towards P5. Gun Sage might put an end to this one here shortly, but Seymour Wang gets better Wazzy in the meantime. Bit of a spread out push here, almost like a diamond pattern trying to form on in and basically just converge around and take all sides. A lot of big one gun fights here that are being won here by Manitoba, but Bits all of a sudden finds himself alone inside B.
Yeah, Bits had the long flank there and was able to get in. Does find 1 for his troubles, but does get traded out, and that's going to allow that progress to go right down as he is not able to get a tick. So really all that for nothing here. And now it's going to have to be Manitoba trying to find a way in again. 14 lives left, 1 minute and 17 on the clock. Really just need 1 wave of kills, and then you're going to be spawning Boston in that back alley, but it's just not going their way right now. Boston Burgers all over this kill feed.
5 live difference now between Boston and Manitoba. Boston with the advantage, and now 60 seconds on the clock. Boston still +3 on the ticks as it currently stands. They did get all 6 in that previous. But now Manitoba have some work to do here. They have 3, need to try to get as many as they possibly can. They found a hole, and they're going to hop on in on the inside, but Skystone using the quick feet to find 1 kill, but Seymour is there for the trade, so Manitoba still firmly in control right now. Wazzy and Aspect, though, find a hole, and Aspect's going to find Bits. And now B will be depleted. So now 45 seconds here. And Boston have retaken control for right now, but Seymour still stays alive and is causing problems, not letting Boston get back into position and into formation. But Skystone, the quickness again, serving them well. Gonna try to hop on into the point, but now here comes Manitoba. They're gonna find a stack.
They do, but Aspect with 2 kills just like that. Seymour Wang last alive on this point, and he does get traded out. So time and time again, the reinforcements coming in from Manitoba, it is just not enough. As Boston keep them at bay. Look at the lives though, 5-4 in the count. It is going to come down to this last wave here for Manitoba. They do find the first kill there. Aspect with 1, now a 4v3. We're playing a little bit of search and destroy here. Bits with a big one there. This might open up a gun sage. I mean, Bits just cannot get any help. He's trying to find these kills, but he is only one finding kills. Now he's less alive. Skystone in this point 1v2. He's taken down. Boston Burgers go up 2-0 in the control. They are 1 round away from sweeping this series.
And not for nothing, too. They do have a 2-tick advantage. So Manitoba did get that last little bit of tick there on the B. So made it somewhat worthwhile, but like you said, Ty, I mean, with that lovely analysis that I gave in the beginning of this matchup, don't want to go 2-0 down in this control.
You are rude.
Absolutely, range true. I don't know what you're speaking nonsense over there. I mean, someone's got to reel you back in a little bit, but I mean, regardless, Boston on the attacking side, I mean, they can just relax a little bit. It'd be nice to grab 1 point, try to put some extra pressure on here, but I think they know they're doing pretty good right now.
And we'll see if Manitoba gets the A as easily as they have so far in this one. Gun Sage finding that first kill and already the first tick through on A, and the kill is continuing to go the way of Boston, but Manitoba, Betty hitting this flank and actually finding 2, looking for this third as well, and if he can find it, does not. Gun Sage finds 1, the trade is coming in though. So now, I mean, Manitoba, really the best start they've had to a defensive round so far. Let's see if they can keep it going, but it just really came off the flank of Betty, and we'll see what else they can do. But now the kill's going the way of Boston.
And A side should be grabbed here. Pending a late push here for Manitoba, but it looks like even Manitoba are just cutting their losses, and they want to finish this one out. They want to hold themselves up inside of B and make one final stand to try to keep this series alive. 2-0, A captured, 2 minutes on the clock. Boston with a 2-life lead. A lot of 2s moving here for Boston. Heading on over to that Bravo site. Poppy. They've halves it, fine. Gun Sage. Seymour is going to post up inside of P5. Going to wait for that respawn here from Boston. But Boston being so methodical, taking their time, waiting for the right chow here. Betty's going to be a little aggressive, try to cause a little bit of ruckus inside that backside, but a Gun Sage, just great movement once again. Able to catch Seymour there hanging, but a couple of kills keeps Manitoba in this one, but Gun Sage is just not afraid of the dark. Just going to find 1, going to find 2. And Wazzy's going to be there for the cleanup. That's going to be a 5-3 for Wazzy. And all of a sudden, the break is in. Betty is staying alive, though. Finds Wazzy here. And Pappy, off the respawn, is able to keep Gun Sage. So the damage being prevented as much as possible. But Skystone is right back at it, looking for Seymour. Finds him. Puts him down on the ground. Skystone now going to push on in. Contested there. Bit's going to keep it alive. So good hold here from Manitoba, but they're losing lives fast.
They are, but I mean, now they're in a position where you get Boston back, and you probably only have 2 more pushes here if you are Boston. They're taking it methodical again. Astro for the first against Skystone, and just like that, 3 down. They are so lethal when they do that. Betty, last chance here, excuse me, on this flank. Can he find anything? Does find 1, looking for a second. Finds Aspect as well. Beautiful plays from Betty. Looking for a 3rd with that pistol. Finds it. Can he find the 4th? There's going to be Gun Sage in the back running just to try to stay up for his team right now and actually doing a really good job of it. Now repositioning, trying to find this kill, but he's going to get taken down.
Wow.
Great play from Betty to keep it alive for Manitoba.
That's a phenomenal play. Betty playing that so smart and so timely as well. Not just rushing in and going guns blazing, but picking them apart as they were in their position and playing the surroundings well. That prevented the tick from being captured as well. 15 seconds on the clock. The pressure has flipped onto Boston's chest. So now they're going to have to try to make this play at the last possible second. Wazzy going to be the Kickstarter of that. Finds a way through the back. Unseen. 5 seconds. Has to hop in. Has some help from Gun Stage though. But Pappy and Bits do the work that is required to keep Manitoba in this one. So Manitoba keep this one alive. And I believe Boston will only get away with 5 ticks. They went in with 2, got an additional 3, and now have a 5-tick advantage. But Manitoba's turn to enter back on attack.
And that round is solely won off the play from Betty because you had 3 down on the side of Manitoba. You know, they're trying to get back up to get the reinforcements, but it was Betty from the back getting the kills required, 3 in the hill, setting up the play for the 4th for the trade, and that was just a great play from Betty to really keep this one alive. Now Manitoba on the attacking side. They got that first round on the board. Now let's see if they can continue this momentum and start to find something here. It looked like they were playing a little bit better in that last round. They were playing a tighter setup. Now they're going to try to hit B off the rip here. And it's just not a great start as Boston finding the kills. It's already going to be 3 down and back to the drawing board here for Manitoba.
Tough call to make. It's the first hill you want to go and get. I mean, it's just so fortified here. You almost want to get A because it actually forces the defense to backpedal over towards B. But the map control that the defense is able to get on the initial is able to basically keep B completely invincible unless they completely stack A. But now Manitoba just going back to plan A. And they will go down with 1 tick at the moment, but Gunsage is there. But I hear a missile flying in from above. It is Aspect who is going to find Seymour on the inside. Points open once again. Boston back in control. They've split the ranks. And now Manitoba fishing a barrel right now.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? If you go to B off the rip, because if you can't get it, you lose so much map position. That is exactly what happens. And now they kind of have to scramble with only 38 seconds on the clock. They actually are going to get themselves over to B in somewhat a decent position. If they can find these kills, this actually might go down for them, as that's going to be 2 in the feed. And now these other players around the point need to get in position to stop the reinforcements of Boston coming in.
Oh my
That's exactly
God,
what Betty does. And this is going to allow the progress to go over at B. And Boston, you might be in a little bit of trouble here. You might actually have to give up B. We'll see if they can find any kills in and around the hill to get themselves closer.
This is trouble here for Boston. I mean, who knew such a great philanthropic individual such as Betty would have such a great game going into this control? I mean, they have absolutely single-handedly kept Manitoba in this one, and now out of nowhere, B is captured, and A is now also in trouble. WIII able to clear it out before a second tick is grabbed. So not as much danger as they could be in. And Pappy with the trigger discipline, but goes the wrong way. Not able to track that Boston player down inside of red. So Bits now just going to kind of reset here. And I don't know if Boston had been in this situation. It's a tough one to be, and you're down to just defending A. Have to work a little bit extra hard. You got to make sure your player angles, and WIII doing a great job of that. But Betty is going to find the right flank to find Aspect up top. Seymour going to find Gunsage, and Betty once again from above is going to be able to find WIII. And now the stack is coming in, and Skystone needs some help.
And now the reinforcements have to go through mid-cut, but can they find the kills? It is
chaos
on the point, and the kills are going the way of Manitoba. Last stop WIII finds one, but does get taken down. That is the round. Manitoba fighting back. After that initial hit doesn't work over at B, they find themselves in a position where they were able to work themselves over there, and from that point on, once you capture B, it is a lot easier to capture A. The defense only has so many routes to go. You see them just flooding mid-cut there, trying to make that play, but nothing doing there. And now, I believe Manitoba has defense here in this round.
By 1 tick. So it should be 1 tick defense here for Manitoba. Let's see if my count is right. It should be. It is. So Manitoba, great scenario. Going 2-0 down off rip, which, you know, and I got to hand it to you. That was some terrible analysis you made in the beginning of this, saying that they didn't need to go 2-0 down. And now look what they've done. They were able to find the fire to bring this one back, and we are knotted up at 2, and they have the defense as well. I mean, you got to do better on that analysis.
I think if you're Manitoba here, you want to try to fight A more than you have, because you've allowed so much time for Boston to capture B, and Poppy gonna find 2, and then gets a cruise missile to the face. So now Boston, I think Boston's reeling here a little bit. They kind of just got sideswiped there for what just happened in the last 2 rounds. They are able to get on A, and again, the name of the game right now for Manitoba, try to bleed as much time as possible, but not going all that well for them, as that A point already captured, 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock, and you see the defense scrambling in position. You just leave yourself kind of exposed here. If you go 3 or 4 down on this B side, it is so hard to get back in. That's what Boston's going to look to do here.
Yeah, but I got to give Boston credit. Even though they're sideswiped, they didn't try like, oh, now let us try to go B first. They stuck to the basics, went A. They knew what worked last time, and they went for it again. And it should put them in a great position here. They just got to get the better of these gun battles, and you got to kill Betty all at the same time here. Aspect currently tracking Bits on the mid side. Bit of a stalemate here at the moment. Live just about even. Bits basically playing the inside of the site. Betty gets crossed. But here comes Poppy coming in through the middle. Might be able to be a flank here. Does find Aspect. But here comes the initial break here from Boston. Gunsage gonna try to find one towards the back. Doesn't do so. Skystone falls though. So now Gunsage basically found between a rock and a hard place. But Wesley grabs two. Might be a distraction from Manitoba. And it's gonna do exactly that. Gonna hop in. But Seymour still alive inside of the point. Is gonna hop on out here. The movement from both of these teams is doing them a lot of good right now.
I don't know how Gunsage is going to get that player in the back. If he gets that kill, that essentially opens up the map for Boston, but he ends up going down, and I don't know if he just walked past the player laying on that back step or not, but now Betty can just roam as they've been doing all game, and Betty with two players on the point there. That's going to be the first bit of progress going down to B, but now if you're Manitoba, you can pinch this. That's exactly what they do, and both players hit off that B zone. Back to the drawing board here. 55 seconds. Maybe a chance for 2 more breaks here, but you gotta control Betty, who continues to get these kills. 2 down.
2 down. Boston playing nice and patient, though. They need the reinforcements, too. So everyone's just gonna collect their dead. And they're gonna go on back and just fight at the line again, but immediate 4 down. Boston's gotta read this. They gotta go. They gotta get in there. Boston are gonna hop inside at this point, but they're waiting way too long. You gotta get in there. Now here goes Manitoba over the top. And it's gonna be Gunsage just mowing him right back down, sending him back to the early grave. And Gunsage finishes with a 3rd headshot. And Boston will finish with a 3-2 and make it a 3-0 in the series. What a wild control to close this one out.
It feels like, to me, I mean, this feels like what we were kind of dealing with last year in control in the last game.